అందరికీ నమస్కారం. ఈ స్నాతక మహోత్సవానికి మీ అందరికీ సుస్వాగతం. నా పేరు శివా నముడూరి. నేను పరిచయ కార్యక్రమం చేయడానికి వచ్చాను. కార్యక్రమం వివరించి I will hand it over to Siri and we will get on with the program. First, there will be introductions by Dr. Siri Sonty, then Dr. Venkata Chaganti will speak, and then conference of the award, followed by Dr. Sarada Purna responding for the conference. That is the order of the business. Dr. Siri Sonty, please come over.
Om Shri Sarada Namaha. It is my esteemed pleasure and honor to be the one to respect, venerate, and introduce such esteemed scholars of our scientific and philosophic tradition this afternoon, particularly being the firstborn of today's first convokee. First, let me introduce Sri Venkata Ramana Chaganti Garu, who is himself a Vedic scholar. He is a physicist, and he has explained the scientific principles of the Vedas through the lens of modern science. A very, very prominent and effortful undertaking. He holds a bachelor's in engineering from Osmania University in Hyderabad, as well as an MS from the University of Texas at El Paso, and a PhD in physics from Georgia State University, USA. He conducted research on quantum structures such as quantum dots, graphene, and he also served as a physics professor in the United States for over 11 years. He performed experimental research on weather regulation, storm mitigation through yajna, and he published several international scientific papers. I hear myself much better now. Through over 2,000 YouTube lectures on the Vedas, the Upanishads, and epics, he has inspired more than 46,000 subscribers worldwide, and he currently serves as the president and Pradhanacharya of the University of Applied Vedic Sciences, which is a leading global research-oriented educational program that bridges Vedic knowledge with modern science. At this juncture, I invite Padma Shri, Sri Sirumudasu Venkatarama, artist extraordinaire and venerated scholar himself, to please acknowledge and receive our guest today.
Madam. Thank you.
The introduction now will be for the University of Applied Vedic Sciences itself, the UAVS. This university is an online institution which is based in the United States. This institution is dedicated to the Vedic wisdom and integrating that wisdom with modern science, thus making it more relevant to current generations and preserving the age-old intuition and philosophy of the Vedic times. Under the leadership of President and Pradhanacharya, Dr. Venkata Ramana Chaganti, this university advances global research-oriented education, blending ancient Vedic principles with scientific inquiry. UAVS aims to foster social, environmental, and spiritual well-being and has been successfully operating for over a year, doing more work than I believe even a year is possible to create. This university offers two main programs, the PhD in Applied Vedic Sciences and certificate courses in Vedas and Shastras, covering topics such as the Upanishads, Vedangas, and various philosophical structures and systems. Students from India, the United States, Europe, and South Asia, ranging from young researchers to senior scientists, engineers, doctors, and information technology professionals, all participate in this diverse global learning environment. Advisors and administrators include experienced educators, experts, Vedic scholars such as Srinivasa Rao Panigal, Financial Controller and Board Director, Murali Krishna Cheru, who is the Technology Advisor Board Director, Dr. Srimati Sarada Purna Sonty, who is Sanskrit Telugu Scholar and Advisor, Sri Prabhakar Sharma, who is a Vedic Scholar and Advisor, Dr. Koduri Subbarao, Vedic Scholar and Advisor, and Sri M. Narayan Rao, who is an environmental specialist as well as advisor. Today's convocee, Dr. Sarada Purna Sonty. It is a very sweet honor to be up here to be able to present this or introduce this very mighty lady to all of you today. Dr. Sarada Purna Sonty. She is a distinguished Vedantin, musicologist, poet, and scholar. Has been all of these things even since my childhood. And she has made significant contributions in Vedanta, Carnatic music, Indian arts, and Sanskrit exegesis. She was born in Tirupati, in the Tirumala Hill town, and was raised in a traditional environment steeped in Vedic, Sanskrit, and Telugu culture. Her initial Sanskrit training came from her grandfather, Brahmasri Susagla Surya Bhagavat Shankar Shastri, and she later continued her studies under Brahmasri Ramavarpu Sharat Babu Garu. She underwent extensive Vedic training for several years under Brahmasri Vishwanatha Achyuta Devarayalu, gaining deep insight into Vedic chanting and traditional Vedic disciplines. She further refined her understanding of Vedic sound and syllabic philosophy through study and dialogue with eminent Vedic scholars such as Rimilla Surya Prakash Shastri and Tangirala Bala Gangadhar Shastri. Dr. Sarada Purna Sonty is married to Dr. Sriram Sonty, may rest in peace. And the couple, it says, is blessed with, but has had to entangle with their two children, myself, Siri, and Sita. The honorific title, Sevaratna, has been conferred upon both Dr. Sarada Purna Sonty and Dr. Sriram Sonty for their lasting contribution to the Carnatic arts through preservation, research, and propagation of the theory and practice of Carnatic music. As poet, composer, and researcher, she has authored about 24 books, adding substantial scholarly and literary value in the fields of Vedanta, musicology, and Indian culture. Her notable works include Nadananda, Puranamidam, Pratichi Nainisham, and her research on Tarlapaka Annamacharya's dance and music traditions, among many others. By translating and commenting on Meghaduta into Telugu and co-authoring the Telugu work Charnakya Niti Sahasri, 1000 Maxims, she has brought classical Sanskrit literature closer to modern Telugu readers. Although through her pioneering research, titled Aksharapadiyam, on the concept of the unitary sound syllable. She studies the relationship between syllable and sound in Vedic mantras and their psychophysical impact from a scientific perspective. She plays a key founding and leadership role in organizations such as SAPNA, Sri Annamacharya Project of North America, Sri Foundation, or Sonty Renaissance International Foundation, the Veena Global Council, the Center for Telugu Studies, and Veda Vidya Parishad, working actively to promote Indian arts and Vedic education. As the owner and chief editor of Brahmi Journal, she provides a platform for serious research in Vedic studies, Sanskrit, Indian philosophical and cultural thought. Her work has been recognized through several honors, including Top 10 Living Telugu Legends, Top 15 Women of Excellence in 2018, Women of Interfaith in 2018, the Sadhguru Shivananda Swami Award, and multiple Lifetime Achievement Awards from organizations such as TANA, ATA, CTA, SVST, and the Hindu Temple of Greater Chicago, HTGC. Most recently, under the guidance of Dr. Venkata Ramanacharya at the University of Applied Vedic Sciences. Sarada Purna Sonty completed her PhD on the unique topic Aksharapadi, for which this gathering offers its heartfelt felicitations. With that, I invite Sri.
Om Visvani Deva Savitarduritaani Paragasuva Yad Bhadram Tanna Asuva. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Namaste to everyone. Today is a wonderful day, and I would like to speak few words before I could start the actual program. That is, I am Dr. Venkata, as introduced by C.D. Sonty, correct? So, and I am the President and Acharya of University of Applied Vedic Sciences. We have two programs, certification program and PhD program. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's fantastic. So, someone was asking me just before I could start that did Rigveda come first or Yajurveda, Samveda? So this mantra which is there, it has all the four, Ruja, Sama, Atharvana and Yajurveda. The Chandamsi is Atharvana. So all the four Vedas have come at one instant of time. There is no second instant. As Westerners have coined it as that, Rigveda has come first, then Yajurveda. No. All the four Vedas at one instant to four rishis. No questions about it. And the Vedas have come at the time of creation, and according to our Vedic Sampradaya, it is 1000. Not cell phone. So all the four Vedas have come at one instant, there is no question of second instant. Four rishis, so Rigveda for Agni, Yajurveda for Surya, then Samaveda for Surya, Yajurveda for Vayu, and Atharvana Veda for Angirasa. The four rishis, and it is established, very well established. This is Veda Mantra. Alright. Now, many of us have a clear doubt that did Vedas come from God? That's a big story. Yes, they have come. No questions about it. We can prove it as time passes. And Vedas have come about 1.97 billion years ago. So that proof I have given a long time back. I'll give here itself. The earth was formed about 1.97 billion years ago, and that time the Srishti has come into play. So 4 rishis were given the Vedas that time. So about roughly 2 billion years. What proof do we have is the question. So that not many things are there. That I will explain at the ending. At present, we are from 2023 November, we have got recognition. We started the university. Now, Dr. Sarada Purna Sonty, she is receiving the PhD, but 5 years are minimum requirement for PhD. So questions generally arise to you that then it's only 2 years, how is she eligible for that? Yeah, it's a very simple thing. That is, if you do a course at some university, let's say that Georgia State University, for 3 years you do your degree there, and 4th year you can go to University of Texas and then do there, or Georgia Tech, you can do there and get the degree from Georgia Tech. So that is how she has done her work under the guidance of Brahmashri Vishwanatha Achyutaraya from 1996 to 2012. So many years of work. And since he passed away, she asked me, can you see this work and say it's correct or not? Then I said, yes, we will definitely look into that. This she asked me in 2023 September. And we got recognition in 2023 November. And I said, I will look into that. Then from time it's going on. And I looked at her work. I said, this work need to be authorized by Sanskrit scholars along with me. Otherwise it's not possible. Then she asked me. So she asked me, how you are going to do that? I said, definitely first you write down your work. Whatever work she wrote down, I went through that work. It requires an authentication from Vedas. When you are talking about Vedas, you require an authentication. I started saying that Vedas, 4 Vedas are given at one instant of time. That proof is that mantra. That proof is that mantra. Therefore, it's understood that 4 Vedas have come at one instant of time. And 4 have come, not single one. Many of us have an idea that Vyasa Bhagavan has divided them into 4 parts. That's partially correct, but not entirely correct, because 4 Vedas were given initially. The question doesn't arise division. Then what did he do? He did into suttas, all the 4 Vedas into suttas. They're called samhitas. Samhita means all words entangled together, which he separated them and gave. So that is 4 Vedas. Questions doesn't arise. So Vedam is the pramana, parama pramana. Only evidence what we have is Veda. Other than Veda, we don't have any other evidence. If you have to talk about Veda, you have to go into Veda, then talk about it. You can't talk outside Veda. That sentence she wrote. It is, then I got impressed. Yes, she is telling the truth, because that's how I talk. You go into Veda, bring out something, then talk about it. You can't talk outside Veda, about Veda. For Vedam is the Parama Pramana. There is no other pronoun. No. You can give a statement. See, I can give a statement to you that I traveled by rocket from Atlanta to here. I can say just one word. But you will not believe, because rockets are not there from Atlanta to here. You definitely deny that. But I have to prove that. I have traveled that. So whatever sentence I say, I got to give an evidence for it. Evidence from Vedas. We are talking about Vedas. Then you have to give evidence from Vedas. So the first part is, she has done about 16 years of work under Brahmasri, Vishwanatha Achyutaraya. And then that work she followed it. That's why she is getting first. Yes, she is eligible, but we'll make it more eligible. Whenever she says something, I said, whatever you say, if Veda says the same thing, I accept. Otherwise, no acceptance. Then she wrote so many chapters. I have gone through meticulously, word by word. Then I said, okay, we will authenticate this one with the help of Veda mantras. Then I have chosen 10 students from my institution who are undergoing training, and I asked them to match these sentences to Veda mantras. Then they selected Veda mantras. They gave a meaning which are exactly what she was saying. Then I said the second step is over. Now there is a final step. Whatever she wrote, whatever Vedic mantras we have taken, whatever explanation we have given, should be further authenticated by Sanskrit scholars who are in this field. Then, International Journal of Sanskrit Research. This has wonderful Vedic scholars. Wonderful means wonderful Vedic scholars. Head of the departments of different universities. Those are present in this. I'll show you. You can see their names, their qualifications. This is the editorial board for this, and there are further more down many people. So not 1, 2, there are about 20 people there. 20 professors, 20 Sanskrit scholars. So I said we will write to them whatever work has been done, and then let them take the charge of publishing it or not publishing it. If they reject it, that means it's not up to the mark. If they authenticate it, we have no other way of authenticating better than that. So we sent our articles to them, they scrutinized. She got 13 papers published. Please, 13 papers. One thing. And there are still 15 papers remaining. So such vast subject she has written. So 13 papers, and students are so thrilled that they got an opportunity to work with her, work under her, and then takes guidance from them, then they do included in that. So that's how. So it's not a 2 years research or 6 months research. It is 16 years of work she has done. We just gave the stamp of Vedas to it, and all these editorial persons, I don't know who looked into it, who corrected it, who asked us to do some corrections and send it, we don't know, because it's double-blinded. So that is, they don't know who we are, we don't know who they are. That's how the journal does it. It's called double-blind. So they do that. And you can go through their all articles, wonderful articles. Tirumala Devasthanam professors, they publish their articles in that. So all everywhere from India, different universities published the papers there. So now we took our place there. So that is how we are today standing here to explain. Now, university has no necessity to come to a student and give the degree. Ruled out. No university does it. But here we are doing it because the condition what she is under, number one. Number two, that she has already a doctorate and she is capable of dealing with that. And I want that she stayed here for about 50 years and she knows many people. All of you should know this work is an extraordinary work which you all to grasp it is so difficult, is very difficult. The name says Aksharapadiyam. What does it mean and how does it come into contact? So what's the meaning of that? Let's see. Okay. Her teacher, her guru is Brahmashri Vishwanatha Achyut approach to understand Veda. So Raivu gave a way to understand Veda which manifested themselves in the form of sound at the beginning of creation. Om Rutam Cha Satyam Cha Bhidda Tapaso Jajayata Tato Ratrajayata Tatah Samudro Arnavaha. This mantra is from Rigveda and it is in 10th mandala. 190 is the Suktam, and this mantra says clear this majestic mountains, earth, vast oceans, sound, everything in this mantra. So we are very clear that Achyuta Devarayu is not a normal person. No, he is not normal. The simple sentence what is given there indicates that he has profound knowledge in Vedas. So, through his writings, Sri Raivu showcased a scientific approach to understand Veda. Good. Sri Raivu works include Vedara 5 volumes, and Vishwanatha Madhyakralu. I could not find it. I don't know that book. It is not. Sita, Purva Megham and Uttara Megham, Kaika, and Kanta Vidhi, Katha Vidhi. Numerous essays, critics, and presented his findings in various international conferences. Yes, we'll see. He is her guru. Brahmashri Vishwanatha Achyut. So you can find this Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, his name in that website, and his book, what he wrote there is given there. These two. So you will find his name everywhere. And he is the son of Vishwanath Satyanarayana, who is a Kavi Samrat. So basically they have the same genes coming into it. And we are lucky to have a student who did work under him. So wonderful work, 16 years of work, and so beautiful. Alright. This is the time period in which she did work with Dr. Vishwanatha Acharya. Now, Aksharapadiyam. So, this both board of directors have signed after I have given them consent to do that, and now I have to sign. Before I sign, it is her duty to present to the scholars. She already presented that it has been published in the journals. So that authentication has been done. But still, to an audience, we have to give a presentation. She is supposed to give, but time did not help her, so I have to. That's why I'm here. And it is her city, and all people, you all are her friends, family. So it will be nice to know beautiful, wonderful research work. I'll try to minimize and present it to you. This is the dissertation which he submitted. So many pages. And this is so small actually. What she wrote, when we expand, it goes into 4,000 pages. We cut down, and then kept it. These are published in journal. These are the publications, International Journal of Sanskrit Research. So you can go through these papers. I'll keep it here for you. All 10 papers are there, 12 papers are there. So 13th paper today itself got published. So you should know what's actually all this. There we are. Let me present it. Please bear with me. Take some time. And to understand it, it's a bit difficult, but I'll try to explain easily. 13 papers, each paper has one particular concept, and the concept is authenticated by Veda mantras, and that explanation of the Veda mantras are given. So in each paper there may be 10 authentications, 5 authentications, or 3 authentications depending on the size of the paper. I'll try to bring one such authentication from each paper, 1 or 2, and explain, so that the time will be more than enough. You will not get bored and you will understand it. Okay. Dissertation submitted in partial fulfillment of the requirements in the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. So this is partial fulfillment. What is the total fulfillment? Her subject, what she learned from her teacher, guru, that portion and this portion put together as total fulfillment. Okay. First I'll talk about the abstract of the entire picture. Like so far the 12 papers which are published. For that, the abstract I'll talk about. And each chapter, first one is the form of Vedakshara, Akshara Swarupa. That was the first paper. Second one, Uchcharana, pronunciation. Then Vedakshara Yajna, Vedakshara Nirmana, Veda Shastrani, Kalpa Shastra, Indriya Devata, Avadharana, Ukha Mantraha, Ukhagnihi, Mantra Pushpam, Evam Veda, then Vaidika Pataha, the Vedic path, then Vaidika Swarupasya Prayojanam, then Chinuti, Vaidika Shastra Darshana, and Vagyajna, that's printing mistake is supposed to be. Okay, these are the things, and then references, how many mantras we have taken, then her thanks to the students who have participated in this program. Since she is a doctorate, she is eligible for having some research scholars under her, so I gave her some 10 students who worked with her. Alright. This is the abstract for the entire Vedakshara. This is the abstract, Akshara Padiyam. For that, this is the abstract. So if you can understand this, that means you understood everything, what she wants to do. Let me read. Akshara Padiyam traditionally refers to a treatise of section that analyzes letters. Here letters is a very poor word, but in English we don't have any other word. So it's Vedakshara actually. So Aksharas and words, padas, detailing their meanings, phonetics and grammatical usage. Broadly it can be understood as follows. Number 1, Akshara, the individual letter, which you all know it, which in Vedic tradition possesses independent potency and significance. This is very important. Each akshara has independent potency. Really? How many aksharas are there totally in Veda? There are about 63. So, the swaras are actually we call in Telugu, they are about 22. How come? Yeah. We say a, so one matra, two matras and three matras. So A has three variations. Similarly, E also. So like that, if you go, then you have 22 letters, 22 Vedaksharas for Arjuna, that is swaras. Then Kakka, Gaka, like that you have 25 of them. Then Antastha, Yaralava, then Ushmas, another, Sashashaha. So this 8, then Ayogavahas, another 8 of them. In that Visarga comes. So total put together is 63. But some Vedic scholars feel there are 64. One more should be there and they added it, but we don't take it. Even though we say it, because it's not there. Alright, so these are the Vedaksharas. Good. So each letter is independent, that it has its own meaning. Do you believe that? Can you believe A has a meaning, B has a meaning, C has a meaning? Can we believe that? Can you? How do you realize that point? Each letter, can it have an independent meaning? It cannot have, but she says it has. So that's a great thing, correct? So now I have to make sure that what she says is right or wrong. I have to justify. Now you tell me, do you contest this point? Each akshara has its own independent meaning. And with that, everything is formed in this word. That is pada. Words are formed with aksharas having meanings together. Do you believe that? That's a very critical point. So I have to now, as a guide to her, I have to satisfy you saying yes. Always remember, we go by Rishi Parampara. Whatever rishis have devised from ancient times, we take them into consideration. So they tell only from Vedas. If Veda doesn't say, they don't say. If Veda says, we say yes. Now tell me, how come these have independent meanings? How to really prove that point? Very simple, which you all know it. I'll take one example, you'll understand that. Om. Om is made of 3 Vedic aksharas. A, U, M. So, Om. See, that written in Vedas as O is 3 times, that is Pluta. So, like Ekamatra, one matra means you close your eyelids and open once. Then Dirgha means, then Pluta means, like that. So, Om, that is called Om. So, that has 3 matras. And A means Virat, Agni, Vishwa. U, Hiranyagarbha, Vayu, Tejas. Ma, Ishvara, Aditya, Prana. So each letter has a meaning. This Veda says, in Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukya Maharshi has given the meanings of this. He took it from Vedas and gave. So now, this Om, all of you must have heard this one. It has 3 letters, A, U, M. Then why do you say Om? A plus U becomes O. That's how it goes. So Om. So this each letter has individual meanings. Yes. So therefore, Har Akshara Padiyam is one step done. That each letter can have definitely meanings. Questions you have? Any questions before I proceed? Because from here onwards you'll feel sleepy. Because it's difficult. The road is a bit bumpy. So this, if you understand, then whatever she said, at least some portion you can understand. Because she did not touch one small portion of Veda. She entirely wrapped the Vedas. Wonderfully written by her, from her Guru. What she learned is so wonderful. So that I'm going to present it now. So let's go ahead. The first paper which is published is the form of the Vedakshara, which is called Akshara Swarupam. How can an Akshara has a Swarupam? Is it, we write all like this, that's done. So, what is Swarupam? That's what is meant. The study explores the metaphysical and linguistic essence of the Akshara, that is Vedakshara, as present in the Vedic tradition. Remember, we are talking about Vedas, no other Shastra except Vedas. It distinguishes between Vedic and Sanskrit languages. First bold here. I really appreciated this particular point. This is what many of us will not realize. We will think Sanskrit and Vedas are same. No. Sanskrit language is a language like Telugu, English, something. Veda is different. It's entirely different. It has, from Sanskrit has evolved from that, no doubt. Samskritam. So, Kritam means doing. Samskritam means doing it nicely. So, we filter it and then give it to normal public. Then one of you or two of you or many of you may not accept this point. I'll prove it now. We'll prove it from Veda mantras, that one. Okay. So, accepting that while Sanskrit evolved from the Vedic tongue, the two differ fundamentally in grammar, structure and spiritual function. The Vedas described as chandas, metrical and prosodic in nature, are identified as the only authentic source of original divine language. The paper explains that in Vedas, language is Vedakshara centered, that is Akshara Pradhana. Very important. It's not word Pradhana, Akshara Pradhana. So each letter, how you pronounce it is very important. So I told you that swaras are 22, but in fact they are to be spoken in Anuddata, Udatta and Swarita. Then it becomes totally something else. Each R has 18 variations. So why do we require so many? Because that is what is Akshara Padiyam. That's what she tried to explain in her work. It's so wonderful. And to digest it takes a long, long time. Long time, I'm telling you, I promise you. It will take a long time to digest whatever she wrote. So wonderful it is. And it's beyond the recognition of any scientific community. We will see that. Okay, through spiritual references, we establish the Vedaksharas emerge at the intersection of vital, life, and sound energies, while words arise from the union of desire, emotion, effort. This is where she clarified the thing. That is, Vedaksharas emerge at the intersection of vital, life, and sound energies. Vedaksharas, whatever aksharas are there in Vedas, they are from these three. Whereas other words from the union of desire, emotion and effort. So whatever I am talking now is out of desire, emotion and effort. Thus the akshara embodies the inner vital consciousness of beings, while words express external sensory experiences. That's the difference. So she is talking about inner one completely. You can't understand by normal words. You can't understand. Promise you. It's really challenging to understand the Aksharapadiyam. Aksharapadiyam is a challenge to scientists, challenge to Sanskrit scholars. Because what we are talking, however we talk in Sanskrit, no use. Aksharapadiyam is entirely a different world. We prove it with the help of Veda mantras. So thus the Akshara embodies the inner vital consciousness of beings, while words express external sensory experiences. The analysis concludes that Akshara represents the metaphysical principle sustaining life and consciousness, whereas words and sounds manifest human knowledge and emotional expression. So, emotion is there, that means Vedam is not there. You got to understand Vedam? No emotions, no desires. Perfectly clear. She made it very clear in her essay of about 20 pages. This one. So anyhow, so let's see. We have to prove this one. So let me prove one. I'm sure you all are feeling sleepy. Don't sleep, please. This is a lifetime opportunity for you to listen very carefully. Okay. So I'll take a picture of all of you once. Give me a chance. My students are eagerly waiting how this presentation is going, because they did a lot of work for her.
Sir, are we allowed questions?
She is unable to reply today because of her health. Definitely you can ask as a guide, whatever I can do, I will do. But not to her.
Okay.
I mean, whatever questions are to her, we'll keep it for some other day. Okay. But any questions regarding this, you can ask me. Okay. I'll try to explain. You can definitely ask questions. Without questions, no dissertation goes well. Okay. Sure. Whatever best.
Whatever you were talking, that some questions arise in my
Yes.
mind.
Yes. Sure. Definitely. Okay. Whatever I am supposed to, I will reply. Whatever she is supposed to, when she is well, you can ask her. With her, daily up and down. Mitro navakṣarena trivrat stoma mutajayat tamujjesham. This is from Yajurveda, 933. So, it is a long mantra, is there? But first sentence, if you take that first sentence, it's more than enough. This particular Mitro navakṣarena trivrat. This trivrat, what is three? You know three, what is three? You know, vrat. So what it is, that we will explain. So it's in Telugu, I don't know, some of you do not know, so I just put it in this way. So I'll put it in English also. Mitra means Mitru, Navaksharena, 9 aksharas, Yajushi Brihati Chandas, that's called as. Trivratam, Korikanu, Bhavamanu, Yatnamanu, Karmanu, Jnanamu, Upasana. So whatever she wrote, this mantra authenticates it. Yes, with that only the aksharas come out, otherwise not. Before this there are some mantras, after this there are some mantras, but this mantra sentence authenticates it. So here, essence of Yajurveda, Mitra. Mitra with 9 Vedaksharas in the Yajushi Brihati meter generated desires, thought, effort and praise and obtain them in the most excellent form. The wonderful point here is, which you got to know, Agni Ekaksharena, Agni with one akshara causes the prana to come out. With one aksharam, Agni causes prana to come out. Not only to come out, it occupies the prana in an excellent form. So wherever prana is there Agni is there. So that Veda mantra says, and she wrote such things in her research. So in this first paper, this wonderful point, it shows that Mitra. What is Mitra? When it said Mitra and Varuna, that means Prana, Apana. Only Mitra when it says, it is different. So she gave this meaning and it's appropriate according to the mantra. So we have proved one point. That point is that word. This one. The birth of a word occurs where desire, feeling and effort converge. That's what is in this Mitra with the 9 Vedaksharas. Desire, thought and effort. And praise. So, and obtain them the most excellent form. So, authentication of what she wrote is done with the help of Veda mantra. So that is how a paper will get published. Just not she wrote something, no. She didn't write for just for 2 years. She wrote for 16 years. 16 long and dedicated years she has done. Otherwise this work cannot come out. Not possible. And the work is so wonderful. So let me go ahead. So second point we are taking. The Veda Samhitas are the only authoritative texts of the Vedic language. There is no second scripture. So, at the beginning, I showed you that there are only 4 Vedas and Veda mantra is there. So, only those 4 Vedas are the authoritative texts of Vedic language. Of Vedic language, very important. It's not language, it's Vedic language. There is no second scripture. That if you take something like Puranam or something, it's not. No way. No. It's not. Only the Vedic text. So for that we require a proof. There are many mantras. The first mantra which I have shown you there on our website, that itself is a proof. But I'll give you another proof. This one. In this mantra, this is in Devanagari Lipi here for you, and for Telugu speaking people it is here. Devata is Indraha, Rishi Agastya. Karo. Here the word Karo comes. It is from Karu. Karo is Panchami Vibhakti. That is from. So Karo means Bhagavantu means from the God. Karu means who is Vishwakarma is called Karu. She wrote very clearly, Ka means what? Ra means what? U means what? If you put all those things together, it becomes God. And Vedam says it's God. So from God, Yam, Gihi, walk. Gihi means walk. Wherever in Veda you get walk, that is not speech. Because in English there is no translation, we might write a speech, but it is Vedam. Vachan Kalyani means Vedam. Saraswati, walk, Vedam. Saraswati is Vedam, walk is Vedam, Gihi is Vedam. All these things are Vedam. There is no other meaning. And from that we got Vidyam Panduchunam. We are acquiring from God. So if you are getting Vedam, that means from God, nobody else. No one else. Even if I teach you the mantra and its meaning, you won't understand. You have to get it from God again. You have to, because that meaning comes to you. That's what we're going to prove in this. So words and aksharas have different meanings. Anyhow, so the essence of this mantra is here. The Veda Samhita coming from the Lord, Bhagavan, contains the speech, here speech means Veda, of the one worthy of worship, that is of the Maruts, and of the one who is venerable, means who can be Pujaniya, that is Indra. By desiring the praise of Indra, the Devata, the wind wind spreads it to us. We receive the desire of the wind from all directions. It comes so that we may shed our sins and attain the knowledge of truth. So, English translation is not that good, but I will explain it. So, until you shed your sins, you can't get Vedam. So, today morning we were at the breakfast table, we were discussing. So, why can't we explain to the younger generation what is Vedam? Why can't we explain to them what is Vedam? How to get, how to read it, how to understand it. We are not able to make them understand because they have to do penance, tapas. Then only you can understand Vedam, otherwise not. Then why do you tell us this about Vedam? We will not do penance. You tell us or not tell us. I can understand nuclear physics, I can understand atomic physics, I can understand biology, zoology, everything. I'm a rich person, I have a lot of money, I have everything. So why do I require this Vedam? Why do we require this? That's the point. That's the entire entity of this particular. Akshara Padayam is about that. Why do you require Vedam? We have everything today. We are having luxury, we have money, we have car, we have aeroplane, we have everything. Why do we require Vedam? That's the point. Vedam is beyond all this. It is beyond. In order to explain what is beyond, you have to experience it. In order to experience, you should first of all know what it is. So we are trying to explain this. Okay. So now, as you said, ma'am, you asked me that questions, can I ask you? So that's called Purva Paksha. When somebody presents something, you have your doubts, you express them. It's called Purva Paksha. And then we'll have Uttara Paksha, that is, we answer them back. So, for this meaning, we are giving question and answers. So, Purva Paksha is question, answer is Uttara Paksha. That's how Vedic studies go that way. So, every mantra, okay, I gave the meaning, finish. I can't tell like that. I have to answer questions based on that. So, let's see. So, what is the desire of Vayu in Rigveda 1:165-15? That is this mantra. Vayu has a desire, yes, it has. What is that? To perform praises. That is, Vayu performs the praises. We think we are performing. So I'll say, Om Tat Saviturvarenyam, I say it. But actually the praise is performed by the Vayu, not us. How do you know? Yeah, that's what Vedam says. You are no one to do that. You just praise. Okay, so I don't utter it outside. I'll keep it inside myself. Then also can it do it? Then only it can do it. That's the meaning of that. Vayu is something which takes from you in your mind what you are chanting. It will take and perform its activities. So, who is praising? In this mantra, for this mantra, the Rishi is Agastya. So, Agastya is praising. About whom is Agastya praising? About the Lord, the worth of praise and venerability. So, Agastya is praising. Right. Then, who is worth of praise? The Maruts. Again, she told Indra first and then Maruts. First he says Maruts, then the Maruts will take that one to the Indra. So who is venerable? Indra. What does Agastya wish for us? The Veda. He is wishing all of us to learn Veda in this mantra. Then, how do Agastya's desires reach us? Agastya's desire spreads in all directions to the Maruts praising it. Who can receive Agastya's praises? Now, by the way, Maruts. I just said Vayu has to take it to everybody. Marut means Vayu here. So, who can receive Agastya's praises? Only those humans who shed their sins receive the knowledge of Veda. Bottom line. you have to shed your sin in order to gain Veda. Absolutely. Otherwise, the Veda is understood like, okay, understood. But not that understanding. So, we will experience Veda only when we shed our sins. This mantra is absolutely clear. How to shed our sins? Same thing. Mantra chanting. Mantra chanting will shed our sins. For sure, 100%. Okay. Now, the Veda Samhitas are the only authoritative text. That's what they have proved it. That's Vedas cannot be just like this. It has to be in the mind. We will prove further that one. What do we learn fundamentally from Rig Veda? Vedic mantras came from Lord to the praise of sages, thus spread via the Maruts and reach those who have shed their sins. Therefore, for the Vedic language, the Veda Samhita is a single text. So, until you shed your sins and understand it, Maruts will not carry it further. So, in Ramayana, you must have heard, Dasharatha has performed Putrakamesti. So, he brought a rishi who is pure, who shed his sins. So, he was worthy of doing that yajna in which he gave the payasam, Agnideva. It was taken by the three queens and they got good sons. So that's what it is. So everybody cannot do that. We perform yajna, but until you shed your sin, that will not be completed. That's why Ritrits have to be admired. They have to shed their sins, otherwise they can't be Ritrits. Okay, now we come to second chapter. First chapter, I bored you enough, now second chapter. Okay, bear with me for some time. Okay, I'm trying to cut short it by Ucharana, pronunciation. He wrote so many things in that. Abstract will give you something. So that is, this work explores the Vedic philosophy of sound, Shabda, and Vedaksharas, Akshara, as the foundation of life, knowledge and language. Each vowel and consonant represent a distinct energy of existence. A, E, U denote temporal powers, past, present and future. Oh my God, what is this? A, E, U, do they represent past, present and future? To digest this topic is very difficult. So, when I say Agni, in that I is there, that means I is the past. Is it? Is the question. The question should arise first. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So, denote the temporal powers. Ru and Lu embody vital breath. And groups of consonants correspond to the realms of action, imagination and knowledge. So, the consonants start with Ka. So, previously in the mantra I was telling you Karu. Ka is action. So, who does action is Viswakarma. Ra is Refa, it's called as. So, that is the Prana Shakti, which as she described it. Yes, it's true. So, Ukaram comes to the present. So, Karu, he's always in present. Bhagavan is always in present. He does action. Every time he does it. So, for any generations together, go back to thousands of years, then also he was Karu, now also he is Karu, future also he is Karu. Because he is existing every time. So, each letter has its own meaning and put together a word has a fantastic meaning. So, that's about Aksharapadi. So, the text explains the walk arises from the union of mind, breath and knowledge, forming the bridge between human consciousness and divine creation. Pronunciation and tone reflect emotional and mental tastes, revealing the unity of language, thought and life energy. While animals possess sound, only humans transform sound into meaningful expression through Akshara Shakti. Recognizing this sacred interrelation, ancient seers, that is rishis, declared Vagbihi Brahma, with speech itself is Brahman, affirming that language is both a spiritual and creative force within the universe. So, Vedic language, Veda is different from Sanskrit. Entirely, these two are different. So, in order to understand Vedic language, you have to read Aksharapadiyam. So, let's see. We have taken one important one. This is really, here doctors are there. So, please make sure that you understand this very well. Beautiful. The sounds R and L are natural cries of life that emerge at birth, expressing vital energy before the awareness of touch or sensory knowledge. Oh my God. Before touch and sensory knowledge. That is, when a child is born, before the child could realize touch and any sensory knowledge, which we talk about, that is uttered by the child. That's wonderful. Now the scientific community has to come forward to understand this point, which he wrote. It's so beautiful. Now, do they have a proof for this? We'll come to that point. So, when the child starts crying, she wrote it that the child utters then comes ru, that is which you say ru, and ru. This we will prove one point. Ru comes. Okay, let's see that. At the moment when a great effort, the life force within living being, first moves outward and an exertion of breath subsides and the cry momentarily ceases, when after swallowing a gulp of air, the crying begins anew, then without any tactile contact, through vibration alone, the sounds ru and lu become manifest. The sounds ru and lu are life-bearing Vedaksharas. Remember, it is not a child from India, a child from Africa, a child from America. Any child has to utter this Aksharas. That's for sure. Now let's take a proof of this from Veda. So, this mantra is from Rig Veda 1 to 8. Mitra Varna, Devata, remember, this is very important. Mitra Varna, Rishi, Madhuchanda, Chanda Gayatri, Soraha Shadya. So, in this, Devanagari Lipi is written here and here in Telugu. Ritena means with Satyam, with the truth. Okay, Satyam, truth is not truth. Truth, what we speak, okay, now the temperature is 49 degrees Fahrenheit. That's not what we are talking about. Truth is something eternal, that it does not change with time or place. That's truth. So, that with that truth, Vrita Vridhau Brahma Samadhyam means with the help of Brahma, Samadhyam, the capacity, it Vruddhinundu, it becomes, it starts developing. Vritasprasa Dharmam Pondinchu, with Vrita is Dharma also here. Mitra Varunau, Mitra Varunu, Brihantam Gopadainadani, Kritam Yagnam, Asati, Vyaptam Lai Manvi. Here the meaning is that, I'll give in English, that's better. Here, listen. By the power of truth, the Devatas Mitra and Varuna, through the capacity, the creative potency of Brahman, obtain the strength of Dharma and thereby advance the great Yajna. Who are these Mitra and Varuna? I explained in the previous case, it is Prana Apana. Whenever Mitra Varuna comes, Prana Apana. What she wrote is, first the baby cries and then takes a gulp, and then this Ru comes out. Then both Prana and Apana have been fulfilled. Then the cry comes. So any doctor here who is dealing with children can record, when a child is born, newly born child is there, record it. record it. It becomes an international paper for you. This R comes out. Nobody in the world till now told Dr. Sarada Purna. Isn't it? Her teacher is so great, Vishwanath Achyutaraya. Wow! To get such a brilliant teacher who taught her and she wrote it. Such a nice thing. Wonderful. So, this about that. And see here, this, they are advancing the great yajna of the life. Okay. Because the mantras before and after we have to go across. Okay, question and answers. Alright, see. What is Satya? The Vedaksharas are Satya. Through the Veda, what is bestowed? Dharma. By what does Dharma grow or flourish? Through the power of Brahman. Who through Satya bestowed Dharma? Mitra and Varuna. Without Prana and Apana, it's not possible to establish Dharma. That's why Prana Apana should be balanced. That's why we do Pranayama. When we do Pranayama, we will get Dharma. So, you can explain next generation. So, how do we get benefit from Veda? Do Pranayama. Veda says do Pranayama. When you do Pranayama, your mind is like gold kept in fire, where the dirt goes out and clean gold comes out. So when you do pranayama, the dirt in the mind starts shedding. That means you're shedding your sins. So then you start getting your beautiful mind back. So that's the point here. So, alright. What do Mitra and Varuna pervade? The yajna, the life-sustaining yajna. What is yajna? The creation, maintenance and destruction. This is life. Alright. Let's go to the sounds of R and R. That's what we said. According to this mantra, with what is Rita, actually Rita, connected, cosmic order. With the Prana and Apana, life breaths. Without Prana and Apana, there is no use of this universe. Neither to God nor to us. You don't have Prana and Apana within you, no use. Even God cannot do anything. He provides Prana and Apana for you to realize that. So, with whose help do Prana and Apana extend Dharma Sankalpa? The help of Vrita. That is through the Vedaksharas. What kind of Vedakshara? Since it relates to Prana and Apana, it is a Prana Akshara, a Vedakshara of life. So that's the conclusion. Now, third chapter, Vedakshara Yajna. Oh my God. You should read this entire chapters. It takes a long time for you to read. Each chapter is marvel. What is written in one chapter, the second chapter is different. But when you read it, you will connect between that and this. For sure. You will understand, wow, we are realizing. So like that, each and every chapter is beautiful. So, let me do this. How much time do you have, Shivagaru?
What time do you need to be yoga?
Yes, sir.
So we need about half an hour for facilitation conference, so 30 more minutes, sir.
Okay. I'll try to explain in 30 minutes whatever I can. Alright. Vedakshara Yajna. The Vedaksharas, the sacred Vedaksharas of Veda originate beyond human cognition and embody powers that awaken imagination and consciousness within the human being. Remember, these are not the aksharas which we are talking in daily life. No. These are different. This can come only from Veda. I mean, I'm speaking here, there you are speaking, you are speaking here, there you are speaking. No, we are not speaking there, In Veda, we are not speaking we are speaking something else. When you speak it in Veda, that is when your mind starts speaking, you realize you are speaking something else. Beautiful it is. If you utter the sound, when it comes into the world, it's a different story than what is there in your mind. So, in the world you can't explain beyond that. Alright. Embodied powers, okay. Neglect of the Vedaksharas obscures both vital life force and Brahman consciousness. This is the point. So if you do not talk about Vedaksharas, if you neglect them, you are neglecting Brahman. That means you are neglecting God. Whatever it is, you are not going to get God. I mean, you don't get the essence of the universe. You don't get the essence of your life. No way. Your life essence is entirely different story than growing, studying, doing a job, marrying, getting fame, name. Everything is different story than this. Getting Brahman is different. It's different. Believing is different. Om Srischa Te Lakshmischa Patnyau Ahoratre Parsve Nakshatrani Rupamasvi Navyattam. This mantra says clearly, what is God? It is for him partials, the two partials of the day and night are the darkness and light are like Lakshmi and Shobha, like wives for him. If you take like that, then Vishnumurti will come and Lakshmi and Padmavati will come there. That's not the meaning of that. The meaning of that is very simple. That in this entire universe, 50% is darkness, 50% is light. You prove it. Disprove it. You can't. In the entire universe, light and darkness are 50-50%. Ahoratre parsve. Ahoratras are parsa. That is, one side is this, one side is that. Is it not a beautiful explanation of God? To realize that, you have to go in the night sky, see the entire sky, and realize that. And that feeling is entirely different. So, here we come. The Vedaksharas generate vibrations that animate mind and subtle body. Their manifestation depends on prajna. The light, breath and two divine forces, pranagni, sustaining consciousness, and vagagni. So, pranagni and vagagni, this is what she is going to talk about, coordinate flow of breath and organ speech. The Veda is neither a linguistic nor logical coordinate flow of breath and organ speech. The Veda is neither a linguistic nor logical. Okay. Rather, it reveals cosmic and human energies actualized through discipline, study, and sound. The Vedaksharas thus contribute living sounds that transmit Brahman consciousness, stimulate inner cognition, and sustain human life. So that's about Vedaksharas. Let's take a proof. So without Vedakshara, can't we realize Brahman? Did Veda say like that? It said, otherwise I would have not stood here. She wrote this, and my students took Veda mantra to prove it with her help. So let's see this. The neglect of life giving Vedakshara. The Vedakshara is Brahman, hence in turning away from Vedakshara, we are in truth turning away from Brahman himself. The Veda has manifested in order to deliver us from such weakness and intellectual blindness and to restore us from once again to the contemplation of the Brahman consciousness. So what Veda wants to say is, without this Vedam, you cannot realize me. So without Vedam, you cannot realize what is God. No way. Bottom line. So did Veda say like that? Or you are writing like that? Is the question. Yes, Veda said. That's it. This Rig Veda 125.7. So in this mantra, Vedayo Vinam. So what is this? This mantra has some different words. Let me separate them here. Yaha means everything, whoever it is. Samudriyaha. Samudram means Akasam. Akasa Sambandhiya is called as Samudriyaha. Whatever relation you have with Akasa, whoever has that relation, whatever it has relation. Veena, Viharanchu Vanyuka means whichever is flying on in that Akasa, going in that Akasa. Okay. Patatam means which go up and down. Like this. That's called patatam. Nava. You all understand what is Nava. Nava. So, Sabdamulu like a Vanu means those are the sounds or Vani. What is this Nava becoming Vani all of a sudden? Let's see. Veda, Tiluskununo, whoever knows it, Padam, Padamu, Antarikshena, Antariksham, with the help of Antariksha, Tiluskunu, we will know it. So whoever knows this Nava, that is the Sabdas, so whoever perceives those entities that move up and downward through the mid-region, Antariksha, the intermediate expanse between heaven and earth, comes to know the word Pada, belonging to one who moves therein, the utterances, Vani of the divine wanderer. Here, let me explain to you. If you go for Vaisheshik Darshana, you'll understand each and every material's properties are mentioned there, like Agni properties, Vayu properties, Jala properties, Akasha property also. It's mentioned it is Sabda Gunakama Akasam. So sound is that. So the Aksharas, Vedaksharas which flow on that Antariksham will be able to take you to Brahman. How do we say that? With a question and answer, so let's reply that. Okay. In this mantra, what does the term Pada signify? Pada signifies moksha, liberation. That means you are knowing God. Padamantariksham. What is moksha? Moksha is jnana, knowledge. Until you have knowledge, you don't get moksha. And knowledge cannot come without Veda. Very simple. So, I am an aeronautical engineer. Don't I have knowledge? Yes, you have knowledge. But that's not the knowledge we are talking about. We are talking about Brahman. So, Brahman is a different knowledge totally. Totally different knowledge which cannot be uttered and learned. That's the meaning. Okay, let's see. Okay, moksha is jnana knowledge. The true knowledge is attained. One is liberated from ignorance and delivered from all forms of weakness. How is such knowledge obtained? It is obtained through understanding the Navaha of the ocean. What then are these Navaha? Navaha, those traveled the mid-region, symbolically they are Vedaksharas. What does a Nava do? Nava takes from one shore to the other shore. So it takes these Aksharas, Vedaksharas also take from ignorance to bliss. The Nava, the ship which carries us, we want it that it should not drop us in the ocean. We want it to carry us safely. The safely carrying Aksharas are Vedaksharas. Nothing else, that's the mantra. The mantra says Vedaksharas only can take you from ignorance to bliss. Nothing else. So those are Navas there. Because they are Akash Sambandhi, Antariksha Sambandhi. They are Samudriyaha. So just like this ocean, you travel with the help of a ship, you travel with the help of Vedaksharas. That's the proof of this. So how can this interpretation be justified? The term Navaha refers to those who voyage across the ocean carrying beings safely to the far shore. In similar manner, the Vedaksharas being the carriers of sound, which is inherent quality of Akshara, transport the mind across the ocean of worldly existence. Hence the Vedaksharas themselves are the true boats. True now. That's the meaning of that.
So, how do these Vedaksharas or boats protect us? Just as boats prevent us from sinking in the ocean, the Vedaksharas, boats, prevent the individual from sinking in the ocean of samsara. We are in samsara. 100% we are in samsara. So, in order to realize Brahman, we have to take the help of Vedaksharas, then go ahead. That's it. Alright, so I think that should be good. Now, fourth chapter, Vedakshara Nirmana. Oh, how is this? How are these Vedaksharas, assembled? How are they? That's beautiful. So till now we are talking about Vedaksharas only. 3 chapters. Reading them will take a long time for you. Night time when you are not getting sleep, you start reading this. Definitely you will get sleep. Because to understand, to digest, it will take a long time. For sure. But once you understand, you really understood. Everything looks nothing. Only Vedaksharas will fill you. It's beautiful. So, let's see. The study examines the Vedic conception of language and sound, distinguishing the Chandasa Vedic tongue from the classical Sanskrit by its autonomous phonetic and metaphysical principles. In Vedic thought, each Vedakshara embodies intrinsic consciousness and creative potency. Through an analysis of Taittiriya Samhita, which he referred to, the terms Navanita, Sarpihi and Grita are interpreted as representing origination, motion and stabilization, the triadic stages of life, the Ayu. Then the transformation of sound within these mantras, especially the phonetic shift from Da to Ga, reveals a metaphysical movement from flux to stability. Grita thus signifies the embodied continuity of life, linking mortality to immortality by correlating phonetics, ritual and ontology. The study concludes the Vedic speech, Vak, that is Vedic speech, we call it Vak, it's Veda, is not merely linguistic but cosmological, sound functioning as both the creative act and the vehicle of consciousness. So whatever so far 3 chapters are done, this is a different chapter. So we'll take one proof for this also. The Vedic language is the earliest known language from which Sanskrit later emerged. Method 1, reference 1. So, Sanskrit is not Veda. You know Sanskrit? You may know Vedam, you may not know Vedam. But you know Vedam, you need not to know Sanskrit. That's the point. So, Vedam is entirely a different story. So can we learn Vedam without learning Sanskrit? When you are learning Vedam, you are learning Vedam. You are not learning Sanskrit. So you are learning Vedam. That's a different story. So can we learn Vedam without Sanskrit? Again, when you are learning Vedam, you are learning Vedam. You want to link it to Sanskrit is your headache, but it's not. Mantra tells us. Let's take a proof of this mantra. This is a Devanagari lipi here in Telugu. Chatvari Vak Parimana. So this mantra, Chatvari, means 4, Napumsaklinga is. So, Vak, this Vak is Veda. Chatvari, 4. Veda Padachedamanu Parimitam Chestu. That means it engulfs them into 4. That's it. Alright. Atti Padamunu. ఏ బ్రాహ్మణులు ఎరుగుదురో వారు శబ్ద బ్రహ్మమును ఎరిగి పండితులు. Who knows this? They will only know about Brahman, otherwise not. హృదయాకాశంలో means within the mind, మనస్సు. నిహిత ధరించబడి ఉన్న, that means holding. త్రీని, in that 3, రిక్, యజస్, సామ. నా ఇంయంతి, బాహ్యములు పలకలేము, స్పందించలేదు. వాక్ యొక్క తురియం 4వ దాన్ని మాత్రమే మనుషులందరూ తెలుసుకుంటారు. Means the 4th one, everybody will know. But the first 3, Only Pandits can know. So we are talking the first three are Ruk, Yajas, Sam. What about Atharvana? Atharvana is itself Ruk, Yajas, Sam. We are talking about Riks, Yajas and Sama. These are the three Vidyas present in Vedas, in four Vedas. All the four Vedas contain Riks, Samas and Yajas. That's it. So, Trini Vidya, Trayi Vidya. So that we have to know. Okay. So, whoever knows these three, they are Pandits. The fourth one which is there, which people use it, which we are calling as Sanskrit. Here, the Vak known to the enlightened Vedic Pandits and the discerning scholars of language and grammar is governed through four stages and manifests in four distinct modes. Among these, the three remain internal, concealed within the intellect in an unmanifest and subtle state, while only the fourth part becomes externalized as articulate human speech. This is the wonderful point. That is, within the buddhi, Rik, Yajas, Sama are there. Then, whatever mantra you are uttering here, is it not from Rik and Yajas and Sama? They are from. But they are in the buddhi. They are in the buddhi. That is there for in your buddhi, in my buddhi, in everybody's buddhi it is there. Everybody, including any human on the earth, whoever it is. The fourth one only, we are speaking and talking. Whereas the three are inside. So then, when you chant a Vedic mantra, is it not that it's outside? No, it's not outside. It's inside still. Because once you realize that it's inside only, then you will not utter it. You're done with that. Done deal. So that's what is Pandit scholars know. So that the different mantras are there. This is one of the mantra proof. So in the Padapata, word by word, when all Vedaksharas bear the Anuddata, the word must either be a nominative, vocative, noun or a verb. Words in which the Vedakshara is Anuddata are known as Nighata forms. This is a wonderful point. So she is now slowly coming for your rescue. She is trying to rescue you from the three chapters, the fourth chapter. She is trying to say that Anuddata, under a letter, if there is a line, that's Anuddata. And if there is no symbol above it or below it, it's Udatta. If there is a single line, that is Swara. So these are the three types generally we speak about. So if a word contains all Anudatas below that, what is the meaning of that? So now she is slowly coming from Vedakshara to this particular part. That is how Vedakshara Nirman, how do you do it? That's what she is doing. So therefore, this we will take a mantra and see that if that is the case, then it will be, must be either nominative or vocative. That means, Hey Rama. If I want to say Hey Rama, address him. Okay. Or if it's a Kriyapada, a work which is done, action, then it has all Anudatas. Let's see. Let's take this mantra. In this, do you find anywhere Anudatas for the entire word? You will not find in this mantra. Here also, this is a mantra in Telugu. You don't find all Anudatas inside a word, under a word. You don't find it. But when you do the Padachedana, you see here, I, Ma, He, you find it. Okay, whereas here, I, Ma, He is in this, it is included. That's why it's called Samhita. Now you separate them, I, Ma, He, you got to put underline if you understand Vedic language. That is a Kriyapada. What is a Kriyapada? So, in order to understand a Vedic thing, how it should be, how should you nirman, how you have to form it. That's what she is explaining in this chapter. So, in this mantra, you see Brahmanaspate, bra, it has a underline, ma, it has underline, naha, it has an underline, pate, it has an underline. So this is clearly saying that you have to say it is He Brahmanaspati. You are referring to He Rama, how you are saying, same thing. Okay, it is. And when you say here, Mahe, it is a kriya, it's a word of action. You got to understand. That's how you have to do it. So in this, she is explaining how to decode the mantra into kriyapadas and also vocatives. Similarly, so many other things are there. Is it not wonderful? When now onwards, when you see a mantra being separated by words and you find below it all underlines, you will understand either it's vocative or kriyapada. So, now, who will do this decoding? Who will do that separation of words? Only Vedic scholar can do, who understands. He'll put it for us. Alright. Vedic grammar signifies a process through which jiva within us attains the form of vak. That vak, Veda. He'll attain Veda only when he understands the Vedic grammar. Otherwise, no. So, other forms of linguistic grammar merely describe the structural aspects and words. So, method 6, reference 6, like this. Another method we have given. This is so beautiful. This mantra is so wonderful. You'll love it. Is in Devanagari Lipi here. Chatvari Sringa. So, in this mantra, Chatvari Sringa. So, let's see. Chatvari Sringa. Sringa means you must horns, isn't it? So, Chatvari Sringa, in which grammar has 4 horns, 3 legs, 2 heads, 7 hands. That is Vedic grammar. 2 heads it has, 7 hands it has, 3 legs it has. Here, one part of the mantra is done. So that is, 3 legs are past, present, future, on which we walk. And then 2 heads, that's sip and tip, that is namavachaka and kriyapadas, nouns and verbs. And 7 hands, 7 vibhaktis, which we have. So wonderfully it's described how you should know the grammar is given in this mantra, which Panini writes it in front, this one. So, and also it says, it has Saptahasta, then it is bound in 3 places. That is chest, kant and head. Or kant, mouth and head. So what is this? That means the sound. Rura. See here, now you will be happy to see this one. When you separate the words, then you will see that Ruraviti, it has all underlines here. I don't know why it is on. Okay, now. So that Ruraviti means all underlines, that is a Kriya word. So it shouts. So with 3 portions, the chest and the throat and the mouth, through which we can speak. So this Vyakarana comes. After you know the Vyakarana, you know from where to speak. Now, some people ask me, do you call Brahma or Brahma? That is Brahma, Ha after Ha, Makara, or Brahma after Maha. So how do you pronounce it? Go to Panini Shastra. Panini says that Ha should be spoken from your throat, whereas another one says that, another Vyakarana Shastra says Ha should be from the chest. So if you are going through that, then it will be Brahma, Brahma. After Ma, Ha will come. Whereas from throat, if you put Ha, you will say Brahma. So, therefore, this mantra gives you a clarity that, yes, Sanskrit Vyakarana is different from normal. It's different. How to speak also exists. Alright, sir. Do we have time? That's done. Okay. So, there are many. Only we are up to fourth one actually, I suppose. Yeah. Vedakshara. Like this, 10 papers I have brought here, thinking that I can, but it's a long time. Overall, so fantastic dissertation she submitted, and she got it authenticated with the help of the students taking the mantra, because she was on hospital bed, so she got to take help from others, and she dictated and they did it, and we sent it to the publication. And the editor is so happy, they published the papers. All the papers, 13 papers. Now tell me, does she deserve a PhD?
Yes, yes.
So, then I'm going to sign the book, okay? Right?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, Madam.
Did it, sir. I signed.
Yeah, just one more, please. Does she deserve PhD?
Yes.
Does she deserve PhD?
So now the Vedic tradition is that a student who got a PhD like this will be garlanded and shawl, and then a, that what is that called as kirita, not kirita, but it is turban.
Pagadi.
So, pagadi. That is generally given.
పూర్వపక్షం ఉత్తరపక్షం
Yes. Yes.
Get a picture time.
Yes, now coming. Yes.
Number 4. Right?
One minute, please. Wow.
థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్
Okay. The next group, please. Let's go one by one group, please.
One second.
Saradaji, please. I should not say Saradaji, I should say Dr. Saradaji.
Vedic University has asked me, hey, this is what we want to do. We want to come for a PhD. Can you go and tell her? Because at that time she was in hospital, emergency room. She was not picking calls and all that stuff. When I went there, Ravi was with me. He can vouch for it. Ravi was there with me. Auntie was really drained of energy and she did not have any energy at all. She was barely able to speak. When we told that Vedic University is conferring on a PhD on her, the energy level difference, you cannot even imagine. You have to see it. So, This is really, really valuable for her in the sense that I know her. She has been working. She takes her guru, Dr. Rayal Garu, very, very seriously. Very, very seriously. And she was worried that she would not be able to complete the work and, put it to light. She thought that it is her responsibility. It is very, very dear to her heart. I, really am thankful that it is happening today and I'm part of it. Thank you.
Thank you. Sir, please can you join with us? Sir.
Dear friends,
fellow speakers, happy greetings. This is my most privileged, rewarding, happiest moment to receive this document, PhD degree citation from University of Applied Vedic Sciences, and from the hands of founder, President Acharya, Dr. Venkata Chaganti. And in front of you all, this is the greatest moment for me. While I am thinking about my gurus, my guides, my mentors, at this present moment, who made that unmanifest truth into a manifest perceivable truth through Dr. Venkata Chaganti, I'm grateful. We gathered here to celebrate the contemporary celebrations of Veda and Veda Vamaya. Shantaye Samarpayami. 3 decades ago, the urgent and long-standing need for studying human utterance, which is exclusive to human being and human race, pressed me so hard that I could resist it. And Guru Darshana happened. I had to make a choice between traditional mechanic of Sanskrit and other worldly languages. By the time I have done that, Telugu literature, English literature, and PhDs, Telugu PhD, music and musicology of the worldly nature, and Sanskrit. But then, still my desire is blooming and flowing over the brim of my heart. And I made a choice. Then what should I become? A mechanic of worldly languages? Or become trusty pilot of Vedic and personal flights? Veda is the marker that I have chosen. It's not the world. And Acharya Brahmashri Vishwanatha Achyutadeva Garu shed light and showing a path for me. And Dr. Venkata Chaganti, the Sachishta Swami, making the Nirathan Festival Sachishta, you are the true embodiment of that. If you want the meaning, I will take 2 hours, so I will not. He is a visionary and a Vedic scholar, accepted my request, and I completed my desire, academic venture, Aksharakadiya. I would humbly say that I have completed the work under the tutelage of Brahmasri Achyutadeva Garu and Brahmasri Venkata Chaganti. I was fortunate enough to work with devoted and committed students of University of Vedic Applied Sciences and as my collaborating authors of the book, and I have submitted that thesis. This lifetime is not enough to express my gratitude. My feelings of humility, however, mentioned at this moment, very overwhelming and truly genuine. I can but simply wonder at my daring for undertaking Aksharapadiyam, Vedaksharapadiyam. I hope some of you will spare time and understand most relevant and center point of human life and race. Over a time period of millennia, we can't measure the time, to gain a gift of life in present. You all are here, sparing your time, your life, and you have tuned your own hearts, your minds, the rational minds, analytical minds, experiential minds, emotional minds. All putting it together, you make one, and you sat here listening to all this. Aksharapadiyam is not about yesterday or today or tomorrow. It is Kalavadhi, Kalanchalamu Datinati. It surpassed the time, the space, and the person. The reason for this thesis is just to know ourselves. It is not about a language. It is not about a particular culture, particular time period, or a race, or a continent, or anything. It's much beyond all these things. That means the beyond is none other than every one of us. Every one of us. We all have it. We need to set the light inwardly and bring the light to us, and we need to glow like the sun himself. My dear friend, Shiva gave me only 3 minutes. I think I took more time. Okay. Paramatma Anurti, Bhagavat Shakti, Veda Jnana. Anurti, Bhakti, Jnana. ఈ మూడు కూడా మనోబుద్ధి చిత్తాహరణాలులైన మనందరికీ సమానం. అంటే అదే ఉత్తమ సంస్కారం. శైశవాభ్యస్త సంస్కారములు అంటే ఒక చైల్డ్హుడ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్. ఈ మార్గంలో నడిచే వారికి జీవితాంతం వెంట వస్తాయి. దేశకాల వ్యక్తులతో సంబంధం లేకుండా వస్తాయి. వాటికి మన నమ్మకాలతో పని లేదు, మన విశ్వాసాలతో పని లేదు. మన లోపల ఉన్న ఆ వెలుగుకి ఆ మూడింటితో సంబంధం లేదు. ఆ వెలుగుని మనం పైకి తీసుకురావాలి. అది మనకి పరిచి కావాలి. యోగ రహస్యాలని కానీ, వేదాంగ శాస్త్ర నిర్వచనాలని కానీ, సూత్రాలని కానీ, వేదాంత శాస్త్ర మర్మాలని కానీ, అక్షర సంహిత రూపాలుగా వేద మంత్ర వాంగ్మయం మనకి అందించింది. వేదాక్షర ఆవిర్భావం, వేద మార్గం, నియతి, స్వరూపం, ప్రయోజనం, వినియోగం, ప్రయాగం, విధానాలు సర్వము కూడా మంత్రాక్షర సమన్వితముగా మనకి అందుతూనే ఉన్నాయి. ఎందువల్ల తెలుసా? మనమే ఆ మంత్రము, మన మాటే మంత్రము. ఆ మాట మంత్రమై పైకి రావాలి. అది చాలా ప్రధానం. నా అక్షరాలు, నా లోపల ఉన్న అక్షరాలు, నా నుంచి వచ్చిన అక్షరాలు పరాపశ్యంతి మధ్యమ వైఖరి దశలని 4 పక్కన పెట్టి ఆ పరాదశకు పూర్వం ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ మహాశక్తి ఏదైతే ఉన్నదో అది భగవదనురక్తి, భగవత్ శక్తి, శాస్త్ర మర్మము. దానిని తీసుకురావడానికి ఆ అక్షరాలని మనం పట్టుకోవాలి. అంటే ఈ ఆవిర్భావం మనకి తెలియాలి, మార్గం మనకి తెలియాలి. అక్షరపదీయం అనేది ఈ మనం పలుకుతున్న అక్షరాలని దున్ని చేసేటటువంటి వ్యవసాయం. ఆ వ్యవసాయంలో మంచి పంటలు పండాలి. ఆ పంటలే సుభిక్షం, ఆ పంటలే సౌభ్రాతృత్వం, ఆ పంటలే మనందరికీ కూడా పురోహిత మార్గం చూపించేటటువంటి మహోదయం. ఆ మహోదయాలకి మనం ఇవన్నీ కూడా పూజ చేయాలి. వేదవాంగ్మయ రహస్యాలని, ఉపనిషత్ మర్మాలని, వర్తమాన నిత్య జీవితాన్వయ విధానాలని కావాలి అని అనుకునేవాడు వ్యాసవాల్మీకులు తప్ప వేరే దిక్కులేరు అనుకుంటున్నాం కదా. కాదండి. మన మనస్సు, మన బుద్ధి, మన యొక్క భావన, మన యొక్క చింత, మన యొక్క ఊహ, ఈ ఊహకి పూర్వం ఉన్నటువంటి ఉపక్తిమత, లబ్ధి, మంత్ర, తార, ఇటువంటి 7 దశలు, వీటన్నింటినీ కలిపి వాటిని ఒక్క అక్షరంలో మనం సాధించవచ్చు. దానికి కొంత ప్రయత్నం కావాలి. అంటే వ్యవసాయం చేయాలి. మనం వాగ్గలం పట్టాలి. అంటే వాక్కు అనే నాగలి, హలం పట్టాలి. ఆ నాగలితో మన విద్యా వ్యవసాయం చేయాలి. దానికి మహర్షులందరూ ఉన్నారు, గొప్ప గొప్ప గురువులు ఉన్నారు, అందరూ ఉన్నారు. ఈనాడు వినమ్రంగా నేను చెప్పుకునేది ఏంటి అంటే విశ్వవిద్యాలయాలు ఏర్పడ్డాయి. మనకి కాశ్మీర్ దేశంలో ఉన్న శారదా పీఠం తెలుసు, తర్వాత తక్షశిల, నాలంద తెలుసు. వీటన్నింటినీ కూడా పక్కన పెట్టి ఈ క్షణాన ఈ వేదాక్షర మర్మాలని చెప్పడానికి ఈ విశ్వవిద్యాలయం స్థాపించబడింది. వారు నా అదృష్టం కొద్దీ నాకు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చి నేను తలుచుకున్నటువంటి ఈ అక్షరపదీయము అనేటువంటి పరిశోధన వ్యాసాన్ని ఒక రూపం కల్పించడానికి నాకు అవకాశం ఇచ్చారు. శౌనకాదులు మహామనులు ప్రస్తావించినటువంటి విషయము అది దాదాపుగా 2000-3000 సంవత్సరాల క్రితం ఉన్నది. అక్షరమే బ్రహ్మం, అహం బ్రహ్మ అంటే ఆ రెండు కూడా అదే. బ్రహ్మము, అక్షరము నేను అంటే నేను కాదండి, మీరందరూ. సర్వ సృష్టి, సర్వ ప్రపంచం, సర్వజీవి, జీవిలో ఉండేటటువంటి జీవశక్తి వీటన్నిటిని తీసుకుని వస్తుంది. ఈ అక్షర పదీయం అనేటటువంటి ఈ పరిశోధన వ్యాసానికి అక్షరమే బ్రహ్మము అని చెప్పాలని ఆ ఉద్దేశాన్ని నేను లిఖితపూర్వకంగా సమర్పించినప్పుడు గురువుగారు ఆచార్య వెంకటచారెడ్డి గారు నాకు ఈ అవకాశాన్ని ఇచ్చారు. నేను ఈ అవకాశాన్ని at this moment I dedicate this to Sri Ram. My uncle stood by me all the way through, and he just took a step forward, that's all. And మీకు కృతజ్ఞతలు నేను చెప్పలేను, ఎందుకంటే ఇది మాటలతో నేను చెప్పేది కాదు. అందరికీ నమస్కారం.
So, thank you all for coming. 16 years of our hard work and 2 years of our institution's work put together is our PhD. So, many of us asked me, many of my students asked me, do you have to go there and confer? I said, she's not well, otherwise she could have come here. And if my sister were to be there, would I not go there? Oh. Yes or no? She is my elder sister, and thank you.
Sarada Sonty deserve the PhD? Yes! Does she deserve the PhD? Yes! Does she deserve the PhD? Yes! Does she deserve the PhD? Yes! Everybody clap, clap, clap. Make some noise.